as president.
Tell me when to start.
President McFucked
And Vice President
Succubus Palin
versus
President Bareback O'Bottom and
Vice President
Joe Sliden.
I'm a little confused.
Let me see if I have this
Straight.
If you grow up in a
Hawaii,
raised by your grandparents,
you're exotic.
different. But if you
Grow up in Alaska,
eating moose burgers,
a quintessential.
American story.
If your name is Barack,
You're a radical
unpatriotic.
Muslim. If
You name your kids Willow.
trig and track.
You're an maverick.
But if you graduate from
Harvard Law School and you're.
well, then you're unstable.
If you attend
5 different small colleges before graduating,
you're well grounded.
if you spend
3 years as a brilliant
community organizer, become the first black
president of the Harvard
law review, create a
voter registration drive
that registers 150,000 new voters,
spent 12 years
as a constitutional law professor,
spent 8
years as a state senator,
representing a district with over
750,000 people, became chairman of the
state senate's
Health and Human Service Committee, spent 4 years in the United States
state senate,
representing a state of 13 million people while sponsoring
131 bills
and serving on the Foreign Affairs, Environment and Public Works and Veterans Affairs
committees.
You don't have any real
Leadership
experience. But if your
total resume is
local weather girl, 5 years on the city council, and 6 years as the mayor of the town with less than 7,000 people, 20 months
as the
governor of a state, a big state,
with only
650,000 people, then you're qualified to become the country's second highest ranking executive, next in line, behind a man in his 80th decade. If you have been married
to the same woman
for 19
years,
while raising 2 beautiful young daughters,
all within
Protestant churches, you're not
a real
Christian. If you cheated on your first wife
with a rich
trophy wife heiress,
then left your
disgruntled and disfigured wife
and married
the hooker heiress that next
month,
then you're a true
Christian.
If you teach responsible age-appropriate sex education, including the proper use of birth control, you are eroding the fiber of society. But if you are governor of Alaska, you staunchly advocate abstinence only, with no other option in sex education in your state school system, while your unwed teen daughter ends up pregnant. You're very
Responsible.
If your wife
Is a Harvard graduate
lawyer who gave up a position in a prestigious law firm to work for the betterment of the inner city community, then gave that up to raise a family. Your family's values don't represent America's. If your husband is nicknamed First Dude with at least one DUI conviction and no college education, who didn't register to vote until age 25, and once was a member of a group that has advocated the secession of Alaska from the U.S. of murder. Your family is extremely admirable. Ow. Ow. That's gotta hurt. And if you decide to vote in the year 2008, make sure you're not using one of those touchscreen, Diebold produced voting machines from Dallas, Texas. Those were the voting machines that helped Florida 8 years ago.